So I'm making this video just out of curiosity because I just created an FD using my mobile banking app, and I was wondering how this transaction would flow from this mobile banking app to the Power BI dashboard. So the first question that came to my mind is, where does this transaction get stored? The answer was very straightforward, that it would get stored in the banking DB. This DB can be Cassandra, Oracle, or any DB. For this example, let's assume that it gets stored in the Cassandra DB. Then the next question that came to my mind is, can I directly connect Power BI to this Cassandra DB and fetch the data and make the report? The answer was no, because Cassandra DB we are using for the business processing, for the business users, and not for the analytical purpose. That means we cannot use the same DB for both the purposes. Otherwise, the performance will get impacted and users will have problems while doing the transactions. Okay, that means I need a separate DB or a separate data warehousing tool which I can use for data analytics purpose. Now this DB can be Microsoft SQL, MySQL, or it can also be data warehousing tool like Snowflake. For this example, let's assume that we are using Microsoft SQL. The next thought that I had is, this Cassandra table will have the data, but this is not a clean data. Secondly, business will not ask me to create the report only for one category, that is FD. They will tell me we need the report for FD, RD, personal loan, vehicle loan, and a lot of other categories. Now, how do I handle this requirement? Firstly, we need to clean the data, and that cleaning will be done by this guy who is called as data engineer. This guy will make sure that we clean the data and then push it into MS SQL. The second question that I had in my mind is, what about these 6 different tables? Now, there are two ways to handle that. One way is that you can push all those 6 tables to the Microsoft SQL Server, and then me as a data analyst will connect to Microsoft SQL, make the data model in Power BI, and then make the report out of it. Or there is a second way, and that is this guy who is a data engineer will create the aggregated or the summary table. Rather than pulling all these 6 tables into Power BI, data engineer will create just one summary table, and Power BI will connect to this only one summary table and then make the report. How this summary table will be created? All the transaction, let's say FD, RD, personal loan, vehicle loan, all those transaction types, created dates, statuses, all these data would be there in the summary table. That will make my life easy, because for me as a data analyst, I just have to pull the data from the summary table and make the reports. Again, there is no hard and fast rule. The approach that is suitable for you can be adopted. That's not a problem. Let's assume that there are total 800 tables. Now, for the data analytics purpose, do I need all these 800 tables? The answer was no. Let's say I need 70 tables out of these 800. So there would be different kind of tables that I need to push into this particular Microsoft SQL DB. One we have discussed about is a summary table. The other category is, there will be certain big tables, let's say registration table or the login table, that will have crores of data. Now, will you copy the entire 100 crore data, which is a login data, to this Microsoft SQL Server? That will again not make sense. So generally what happens is, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, depending upon the business requirement, only the required data is pushed to the Microsoft SQL Server, which is our data analytics DB. The other category of table would also be very small tables. So those we can directly truncate and load, not a problem. For bigger tables, you need incremental load and all those things, but for smaller table, you can truncate and load. So for different kind of a tables will be handled in a different ways and will be available in the Microsoft SQL, which is our DB for data analytics. Now comes the last node, where me as a data analyst would fetch the tables that I need for the reporting and create a data model or clean the data at my end as well if required, and then make the reports out of it. So that 1 lakh rupees FD transaction would be reflected in this summary table or any other table that I'll be fetching through this Microsoft SQL DB. So if you really think about the journey of this particular FD transaction that I made, it started from the mobile banking app where I created the FD. Then from mobile banking, it went to the DB of the banking organization. That DB, let's say, is Cassandra. And then from that DB, this data engineer guy or this girl came into picture, and he or she transformed this data, and this transformed data was pushed to the Microsoft SQL, which is our DB for reporting, and then we pulled the data from this Microsoft SQL DB, and then we created the report. So this is the entire end-to-end journey as to how this transaction traveled from mobile banking to the Power BI dashboard. This is just one way. There can be multiple different ways this journey could have happened, but I just thought of thinking it aloud and discussing with you guys. If you want to understand how does the data pipeline works, then watch this particular video on the screen. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye and have a nice day.